Hey, everybody. How's it going? We're going to give everyone a few more minutes to show up. Let me know in the chat real quick if you can hear me, if you can see me, if everything is going okay. And let's see. Where is the chat? They've changed everything around on here. There's the chat. Okay. Yay. All right. So Melanie can hear me. Awesome. All right. So we're going to give it just a couple more minutes for everybody else to get here. I know we had a pretty big response. So let me just switch back to the wait screen and we'll be getting started in about 2 minutes. All right. Y'all ready? Who's ready? Who's ready? Let's go ahead and let me switch to this camera. There we go. So everybody go ahead and introduce yourself and let me know where you're calling in from. Yay, Jennifer's ready. Awesome. Let me know where you're calling in from, what part of the world you're in, and what kind of business you're in. So Carol's calling in from Austin. Awesome. I'm right next door in Louisiana. So yay, Southern girls. Art director and graphic designer in Orlando. Hi, Susan, a copywriter in Indiana. Calling in from the Canary Islands. Awesome. And she's a VA. So that's Abby. Hi, Abby. Your daughter goes to Tulane. Nice. Small world. My son is actually considering Tulane. All right. So now that we know everything's working, oh, I got some hair stuck on my fingernail. Let's go ahead and get this party started. All right. So this presentation, let me do a little dealio here and add, oh, nope, let me change that. Gotta love that. Let's see, display 2, that's what we want to show. And I want to add a new, it's gonna add my little camera right here so you're not just looking at a blank. There we go. Now, so everybody's not just looking at a blank, I think it's boring when people just show a boring old, what you call it, slideshow. So I want you to make sure that you're on speaker view so that way you're able to see the slides as I'm presenting them, and that way you don't miss anything. So, and by the way, this is going to, I do have some slides prepared for you, but we also have some Q&A and some real time. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about in real time. So, so at the end of this, I also have a gift I'm going to share with you. It's called the Niche Matrix Workbook. And the Niche Matrix Workbook is like legit what I use to figure out exactly what my clients are looking for and how I can stand out in the market. And that's really a lot of what this training today is about, is the niche matrix. Because really, if you have your niche nailed down, then it makes your freelance business so much easier. Oh, I see Olivia's with us from Florida and Shirley from Maryland. Nice to see you guys. All right, so first of all, I want to talk about like how serious I want you to take this training. Of course, this is free, so take it with a grain of salt. However, what I'm going to share with you is what really works in my business. So what really works with my clients. So I want you to be 100% present. I want you to use this time 100%. That means turn off all your notifications if you can, close out of all your open tabs, go ahead and grab a notebook and a pen. Because if you're not paying attention, then none of this is going to work for you, okay? And there's that old saying that energy flows where attention goes. That is 100% true. So I want to let you know how I got here, how all this started for me. I got I was interested in online marketing pretty much since the internet began, like honestly, but I really never did anything about it. I started looking into an online business back in 2013. I got really serious about my online business in 2014. And by 2015, I was able to actually be 100% in my business and quit my job, which was amazing, by the way. Now, before my online business, I worked 12 years in the direct sales and marketing industry, which doesn't really have a lot to do with online business, except for the psychology of sales and marketing. So I spent over a decade climbing the corporate ladder. And in 2013, I had a wake up call and I decided, I had something very dramatic in my life happen. And that's when I decided that it was actually time to do something different. So in my corporate career, I did learn a ton about marketing in general. I learned how sales really work because we were selling a very high end vacuum cleaner system. So I had to learn like the psychology behind sales and what makes sales happen. And I used that knowledge to grow my freelance business. So in this training, we're going to learn how to only attract your ideal clients into your world. We're going to learn how to get your prospective clients pre-qualified before they ever even book a call with you. So that way you never ever have to resort to any kind of sleazy sales tactics, and you're going to stand out in the workplace, in the marketplace rather, even if you're brand new. And what I love about doing this is that you get to do what comes easily to you, and you get to charge premium prices for it. So, secret number one of growing your freelance business is that you can make just as much money and possibly even more, a lot of times even more, in a freelance career as you can in a traditional work environment. Now, like I said, I was able to quit a 12-year career full of 50, 60, and even 70-hour work weeks just after 1 year of taking my online business seriously. And that's when I really didn't even know what I was doing. So once I figured out what I was doing, like I could replicate right now in 90 days or even less. See, we've got Chrissy from Pittsburgh. Hi, Chrissy. And Amy's calling in from Lexington. Awesome. So let's talk about like why freelancing. So this was out of 500 respondents. This is the response. 38% of freelancers said that the reason they preferred freelancing over a regular job was that they were able to own their own boss. Let's mute myself. Silly. I need to mute. Okay, somebody's got muted. Good. All right. Awesome. Sorry about that. So let's see. Mute participants on entry. And I'm going to go ahead and can everybody still hear me? Yes. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and lock this meeting. We are at, sorry about that. We give it one more minute for I'll lock it just in case someone is calling in late because I know that it is distracting to have people join in. But if you're just joining in, go ahead and introduce yourself in the chat and let us know where you're calling in from. But let's talk about why people choose freelancing over a regular job. Out of 500 respondents, 38% of the people said that the reason they wanted freelancing or they enjoy freelancing rather than a normal career is the freedom of being their own boss. The second main reason was doing what they love. And the third main reason was to earn more income. You can actually earn more income in a freelancing career than you can in a regular career. And the fourth main reason was the flexible schedule. And there's this big misconception that freelancing isn't lucrative and that it's not reliable. And the truth is that it's actually very much both. And the truth is that no job is 100% reliable. So freelancing puts the power in your corner, okay? So you call the shots. And more businesses are actually turning it to freelancers, like they call it the gig economy, because of the flexibility that it also provides to the business owner. So this is from ZipRecruiter, and it lists the average salary of a freelance virtual assistant at over $60,000 a year. Okay, so that's not anything to sneeze at, especially when that is a virtual assistant. We're not talking about a graphic designer or someone who specializes in any special thing. That's a work from home virtual assistant. And you can see that I have it pulled up here on my screen. shows Baton Rouge, Louisiana as an average of 60,000, which is where I live. Our economy here is a little different than like New York City. So the average salary in general here is a little bit lower, but this is nationwide, an average of 64,000 and up to $130,000 a year as a freelance virtual assistant who works at home. But by specializing, which is what I really preach, is by specializing in how you help people and who you help with the niche matrix that we're going to learn today, you actually get to charge a premium rate. Now, of course, this is assuming that you can actually do the work. So I'm not talking about pretending that you're something that you're not, or pretending that you have skills that you don't have. Okay, so you always want to operate from integrity. All right. So when you tune in to who you want to serve and how you want to help them with the niche matrix systems, sales are easy, like seriously easy, almost too easy. So what's the niche matrix? This is what it looks like right here. I take a sip of coffee while I'll take a look at that. Oh, there's James Lewis calling in from India. All right. Nope, we're just getting going. Thank you, Amy, for letting everybody know. Okay, so this is the niche matrix. So how does this work? What it does is it uses how you want to help people with your natural skills and talents. Okay? And then it contrasts that with your ideal clients' needs and their natural weaknesses. Okay? Now, the big secret here is that their biggest weaknesses are your biggest strengths and vice versa. So, whatever comes like super easy to you, that's going to be your ideal client's biggest struggle. And if you can marry those two things with your interests and your values, then right there, just by using this system right here alone, if you did nothing else, this is going to make you really stand out in the marketplace. You're going to stand out as the obvious choice for your ideal clients. And you don't have to work hard at this. You don't have to sell really hard because you're going to share the same interests and core values. Okay. So what that means is, your talent versus their weakness, but you're also interested in the same thing and you share the same values. So the white pieces here are like what you have in common, and the light blue are like what you have opposite. And that combination together is what I call the niche matrix. So what I want you to do is get your notebook out, write this down, because you're going to spend some time, hopefully, after this training to brainstorm like what your interests and passions are. It can be painting, it can be cross stitching, it could be camping, it can be cooking, it can be, beauty, like skincare or hair or nails or whatever. Like that's really hot right now because we're all having to learn how to do our own hair and nails. Like I've got press on nails right now because that's what I'm learning how to do. Okay, but anyway, your own interests, your passions, and all that kind of stuff, and then your core values. So integrity, or maybe like you really just love, adventure seeking or freedom, or maybe it's like sustainability or veganism or whatever that is. Really spend some time getting this all together. So James is saying that my screen is a blur. Is anybody else having that trouble? Y'all let me know in the comments, because if it is, then we'll figure something else out. Nope, Abby says it's good for her. So James, you might need to right click or something. Like sometimes it's just what you call it, resolution. I think that's the word. Anyway, if you don't get it fixed, Olivia's is blurred a little bit. I don't know. Let's see. A little bit. Okay. And everybody's going to get the workbook that goes along with this that has all of this like in a PDF form. So that way you don't have to, maybe the quality of the internet. Okay. Yeah, I see that, James. Thank you. So again, if you're not able to see this 100% clear, you will get the workbook that will have this, like obviously in high def, that you can print out or look at on your computer. So again, we're going to talk about, you're going to brainstorm what your interests are, your values are, and your talents. And then for your talents, what's the opposite of that? What's the flip side of that? What's the yin to your yang, as it were? I want you to seriously evaluate your natural skills and talents. So one way to look at this is like, what do people like always ask you for help with? Like for me, it's like always been tech and design. when I worked at the corporate office, my 9 to 5, I had literally all the time. It was like, oh, the printer's broken, call Rita. I can't figure out how to send an email. Hey Rita, can you come help? Like everything tech, I always was the person to go to for help. And then design. Like it's just that's one of my natural skills is design, like making things look pretty. So that really comes easy to me. So it's the same for you, is what's gonna come easy for you? What comes natural? Now, when you think about this, what pops up for a lot of people is what they call imposter syndrome. And imposter syndrome is whenever you feel like you're really undervaluing your skills, and this is like across the board the number one struggle that freelancers face. Abby is saying, yes, I have this. It really is like that is across the board. Melanie struggles with imposter syndrome too. So this is how I want you to think about it. Have you ever seen anyone who can naturally play just like any instrument? Like seriously, they can pick up something that they've never played, and within 5 minutes, they kind of have it figured out. Or someone who can cook amazing meals from scratch without a recipe. Like my grandmother was amazing at that. Like she can make biscuits and cakes and whatever else, and just she never followed a recipe. It came natural to her. These people always underestimate how amazing the rest of the world thinks they are. And the same thing is true for you. So, what comes naturally to you is someone else's biggest struggle. You have to understand that. Whether it's being super organized, um, there's someone else who's just super chaotic and that's all they need. Yeah, Chelsea says she's struggling with imposter syndrome. It really is so common. So I want you to understand that it's normal to feel this, but also understand that the way that you see yourself, that these things come easy for you, is not the way the rest of the world sees you. They see your skills and your talents as amazing. They wish that they could do it too. And this is the biggest thing to understand, is that it's okay if it's easy for you. A lot of people think that it's supposed to be hard. It doesn't have to be hard. A lot of people almost want that challenge in order to make money from it, so they feel like it's worth, like they're worthy. And this goes back to imposter syndrome. Yeah, Jennifer saying that we all take our own skills and talents for granted. Um, yes, Abby, you have to give yourself permission to step into your skills and your talents. Like this is your God-given like ability. It's okay to like accept that and to stand up in it and to say, yes, this comes easy to me and I love doing it. Now, just because it comes easy to you doesn't not necessarily mean that you like to do it. Like cleaning the toilet is easy. I don't like to do it. But what comes easy to you that you love to do that you can help someone else with? All right. Like for me, it is mostly design and tech. To me, it is so easy to connect a website with an email list, like, connect like ConvertKit or MailChimp or whatever. Other people spend literally 10 hours to figure out what takes me 5 minutes. And it just comes to me almost intuitively. That's what comes easy to me. So it's a challenge for us to understand that it's okay to charge money for the things that come easy to us. Now, entrepreneurship in itself, it already comes with a ton of challenges. So there's no reason for the actual work that we do to make money to be challenging too. All right. Again, entrepreneurship in itself, it's a challenge. So the work that we do, it can be easy. That's okay. All right. So I want you to meet your alter ego. Now, your alter ego is something that pretty much everybody who's successful uses to kind of picture themselves as the success they want to be. And now I have a whole different training on this included in my course called Break Up with My Boss. I really go into depth with this, but just to give you an overview, your alter ego is kind of like who you're becoming or who you want to be. So you want to think about, what does she wear? What does she think about? What does her day look like? How does she spend her free time, like her hobbies, vacations, that sort of thing? What does she have no time for? What does your alter ego like? I ain't got no time for that. Like, no. Or what does she make time for? Like self-care or journaling or time away, time with the kids, whatever that is. like figure out who your alter ego is, and like seriously spend some time writing it down, really getting to know like who you are becoming. And the thing about this is that success leaves clues. From Beyonce to Michael Jordan to every single mentor I've ever had in my life, they've all had an alter ego they leaned on. Even in my 9 to 5, I was rubbing elbows with a lot of multimillionaires, and I'm here to tell you they all used the same strategy. So the way that you dress, the way that you sit, like your actual posture, the way that you fix your hair, the music that you listen to, all of those things, it influences the way that you act. And this isn't about being fake, okay? It's about becoming the next version of yourself. So, for example, when you're getting dressed to go out to a nice dinner or a night out, from the time that you get out of the bathtub, right, and you're just undressed, to the time that you're ready to walk out the front door and you're all dressed with your nails and your heels and your hair and everything else, you walk different, you talk different, you act different because you are in a different modality. And it's the same way with your alter ego in your business. So you are creating that and you want to take time to do this intentionally. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? Does anybody have any questions when it comes to your alter ego and how that works in your life? Just going to give it just a second for any questions to come through. So I guess not. Oh, love it. Awesome. Olivia loves it. Thank you, Olivia. I'm telling you, this is something I've spent a lot of time personally developing and working on. And Todd Herman is someone who really nailed it down for me, like really helped me understand it. Yes, Melanie, it is. It's not even trying to become the person that you want to be. It is becoming the person that you want to be. So, it's practicing doing the things that your future self would tell you to do. It's embodying who you are becoming. And that might mean dressing different. It might mean fixing your hair different. For me personally, a big part of that was dedicating an actual space to my business instead of having it on my kitchen table. I actually went and bought a desk and set that up for my office, right? And at the time, it was just a corner of the living room. And then eventually I took over a spare room, and now I actually have this whole home office that you see here. But that's 5 years in the making. It started out with, I bought a desk. I bought a $35 Walmart desk, but that was my office. So that was my first iteration of acting as if, of being that next myself. So yes, Olivia, is create the habits today that lead to the next year's you. Exactly. Amy wants to know, what if you are feeling resistance to that? Does that mean that you're going in the wrong direction? No, Amy, not at all. Actually, resistance is normal. Okay, I want you to understand that when you feel resistance, anytime that you do anything new, it's a little bit scary, and it doesn't matter if it's even like traveling to a new town or going to a new restaurant. You like, let's just say for a new restaurant, that's an easy analogy. You go there, you don't know, are you supposed to sit down? Like if there's not a sign that says like please wait to be seated, you're like, oh, do I sit or do I just wait? Or you don't know like where you're going to order, or like how things work, like do I throw these peanuts on the floor? Right? All of those things. Anything that's new is going to be a little bit uncomfortable. So growth comes with feeling uncomfortable. There's a term for it called growing pains, and that's because we feel like a little weird when anything's new, anything at all. It doesn't matter what it is. Um, when a new fashion comes out, like fashion wise, I'll look at like right now all this. I don't know, to me, it looks crazy. All these like crazy colors and neon. I guess it's like going back to the '80s, are like kind of coming back in, and I'm like, I don't know, man. That looks weird. I'm telling you, within like 3 years, I'll be wearing that stuff. I'm a little bit behind all the trends because it takes a little while for you to feel comfortable with it. So it's okay. Growth is uncomfortable. And the thing is that you have to know that that's part of it. And you have to know that at every level of your business, you're going to face the same struggle over and over again. So the sooner that you can learn to move through it and understand that those butterflies, you can you can like transmute that feeling of nervousness into excitement. So when you start to feel like nervous and anxious, just say, no, man, this is new and it's exciting. Two different people can ride the same roller coaster and have two very different experiences, and the only difference is just relaxing and enjoying the process. So that's just part of it. Some people are easier or better at relaxing. I'm a little more on the anxious side, so I literally have to like journal about it, work through it, think about it before I'm able to move to the next level. But I recognize the roadblock and I move through it. Awesome, Melanie. I'm so glad that you're here. Um, yes, Jennifer, we all are feeling some sort of resistance. Even like for me personally, my business itself has not really changed due to what's going on. However, just the day to day is completely different just because like the whole like energy of like life is different right now. So that's okay. Just know that change is weird, change is uncomfortable, and that it's completely normal. All right, so let's get back to where we are. So, secret number 3, and we're almost done. I only have 3 secrets, okay, that I was sharing today. So, secret number 3 is to fish in the right pond. So most freelancers, they all congregate in the same freelancing groups. And you'll see them, they're usually called like boss moms or, laptop lifestyle or something like that. But they're all trying to sell to each other. And that's where sales get hard. So here's a tip, all right? While freelancing, blogging, SEO, design, all those groups, they're great for meeting online friends. They are terrible places for finding high-end clients. Now, it's not to say that you can't find some clients to get started on, some clients for your testimonials or for your portfolio, but those are generally, in general, not the people that are going to help you create the business the way you are able to freelance full-time and do it profitably. Okay, so as a rule, I avoid any mommy groups or hobby groups when I'm looking for clients. What I mean by mommy groups is like, mommy bloggers, or hobby groups is like, I don't know, people who like cake decorating or whatever, and they also have like a blog about it. In general, those people, they're just not profitable enough to hire me or to hire you. Um, of course, there are mommy bloggers who make a lot of money. Of course, there are cake decorators who are also bloggers who make a lot of money. But as a rule, that's not where you're going to find your good clients. Okay, and it's harder to get clients from new business owners, and they're the hardest to work with. The dog's going to start barking. Always the dog's barking. So sorry about that, but it is what it is. But new business owners, they don't know what they want, they don't know what they need, they don't really know why they want to hire somebody. They know that they should, but they don't know how to manage people, they don't know what to do. They're the hardest to work with because you're almost teaching them how to work with a freelancer. And if that's how you want to spend your time, great. If that's your jam, awesome. But for me, I want someone who says, hey, Rita, awesome. So glad I found you. Let me pay your invoice. Here's what I need. Like, that's what I want personally. You may be different. All right. So let's talk about where are your people. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your niche, your interest and niche section of the niche matrix, and you're going to find business groups devoted to that. Okay. You want to look for groups that are aimed at higher tier entrepreneurs. So frequently they're called like next level realtors or six-figure chiropractors, whatever it is. They, in general, the groups are, it's run by a coach, a business coach for realtors, chiropractors, what spa owners, whatever it is. But you want to look for the groups that target people who are already making money and are wanting to go to the next level. Because the truth is that most of these business owners, they can get really profitable all by themselves, but they know to get to that next level, they have to hire help. That's where we come in. Okay. So I want you to use the search bar in these groups. And I'm about to just go to a Facebook group, a couple of them, and show you exactly what I mean. You want to find the people who are looking for you. And as Rumi says, what you seek is seeking you. So let's take a look. I'm going to see if I can share my screen without breaking anything um, for the internet. Let's see. There we go. All right. So let's go to bam, bam, bam. Here we go. So I've got this one Facebook group, and this is, let me make sure this is showing up on the screen. This group is called the Six Figure Esthetician. Can everybody see that okay? I know it might be a little blurry just because of the way that my screen looks. What you want to do is you want to use this search bar right here. In every group, there's a search bar. It's right there on the left, and you're going to search for what you do. So if you do logos, for example, just search for logo. I want to go to most recent. Here's someone actually selling logos, which this girl, Disney, by the way, her name is Disney Trower. I've watched her in this group, and she is in this group every day, talking about logos for estheticians. But you can look for people who are looking for a logo. Hi, my skincare. I'm looking to revamp my business. I'm looking for someone who is good with logo design and business cards. I really want to get into facials, but I need ideas. Um, da, 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 da. Anyone know someone running a special on making logos and flyers? So you literally go to the groups where higher end people are hanging out and look for what you do. So if you're a virtual assistant, again, I didn't even spell that right. I'm not in a freelancer group. I'm not in a blogger group. I'm in an esthetician group. And this would be, of course, if estheticians were who you wanted to work with. Hey, what's the best way to start and grow your aesthetics business besides Groupon? Would you mind messaging me with your virtual assistant information? So here's someone looking for a virtual assistant. And then, of course, usually I search by most recent because I want to join the conversation. Maybe you're a bookkeeper. So again, I'm going to go to most recent. Let's see. How do I file taxes? I'm new to this. Bam, that's a place for you to show up and help someone. Let me go back to the chat and make sure that everybody is showing up. Okay, yes, everything looks clear. I just want to make sure. So anyway, that's all you do. That's literally all you do is you find groups that that have the people that you're looking for. Here's another group. This one is ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is a little more men dominated. However, they still are looking for a logo designer, a virtual assistant, a video editor, an SEO expert. You just literally search for what you're looking for. You think of design. Where should I be pointed in to get an image like this done for my info products? You know what they need? They need a mock-up. If you're a graphic designer, that's like a super easy project. Bam, like seriously, that's how I grew my business. I could do this for an hour, but I'm not going to. But just to show you, like that's literally how you find your clients is you fish in the right ponds. You look for people who are already looking for you. Follow the industry leaders and coaches, okay? Find the coaches who recommend getting help and outsourcing. I always look at ClickFunnels because Russell Brunson, he forever talks about who can you find to do this for you. Don't waste your time doing things that are not in your zone of genius. Hire it out. Find someone. Many high-level coaches teach to hire virtual assistants, to hire designers, to hire copywriters, to hire whatever it is they're not good at, okay? And that's where we come in and we say, yes, I'm that person. So you find the group, you find someone who's looking for you, and you raise your hand and say, yes, I can help, okay? I also recommend, whenever you're following the industry leaders and coaches, is to read their blogs, watch their live streams, so that way you can use the language that they are using. Now, I might say hire someone, whereas the guru, the leader, the coach might say outsource. I might say virtual assistant, while the guru, the leader, the coach might say something totally different, might say, personal assistant or, VA or whatever those coaches, however they're using that terminology, that's how you want to use, that's how you want to speak in those groups. So that way they understand exactly what you do. So does that make sense for everybody? Yes, yes. Okay, awesome. Now, all right, so Jennifer says yes. Abby says yes. Now the good news about doing business this way, fishing in the right ponds, Setting up your niche matrix to where that you stand out as the obvious solution, because whenever you are the yin to their yang when it comes to strengths and weaknesses, but you're both interested in the same interest, the niche, and you have the same core values, you stand out like a beacon. It doesn't matter how many people, how many graphic designers, how many virtual assistants there are, it does not matter whenever you have that special sauce where everything comes together. Let me see, I got a question. I can't quite see it. Are you looking for Facebook groups for your niche? Yes. So I do recommend, I cover this in depth in the Breakup with My Boss course, but I do recommend having several ideal client avatars. So not just one, like a lot of people preach, have one niche, just one niche, stick to that niche. That is your niche. I actually did a live stream training about this, I think last week or week before in the Breakup with My Boss group, where I actually talk about just that subject for about 15 or 20 minutes about how niching down is great, but you need more than one. Okay, so I personally I serve coaches. I love people in the alternative health and wellness space. And I love like authors, like I guess coaches and authors kind of go in the same bucket, but like coaches, authors, public speakers, they're all kind of the same personality. So it isn't necessarily the actual niche, but the personality that makes that niche. So I find those clients in podcasting groups and publishing groups and like online publishing like Kindle or Amazon, that sort of thing. So yes, go to where they are already congregating. The worst place to find clients is in freelancing groups because everybody there is a freelancer. But if you really want to help podcasters and that's your passion, you love podcasts, and specifically you want to help podcasters who are in the I don't know, health and wellness space or raising children space or something like that, then you find a group just for that and you say, hey, I help podcasters. I'm great at editing podcasts. And that's how you find it, not in freelancing groups. Freelancing groups are wonderful for meeting friends, for networking, but not necessarily for making money. Okay. Now, if you do this the right way, the good news is you only need 4 to 5 clients to make $5,000 a month. Okay. That's going to be your new normal. If you have 4 to 5 clients who are each paying you, $1,000, $1,200, $1,500 a month, that's all you need. You don't have to market over and over and over again. Okay. You don't have to always find new clients. I have some of the same clients that I've had. Me and Asha Prasad, we've been working together, I want to say since 2015. And still every month, I know that Asha's good for $800. I know that. I don't have to stress about it. I have, and she's been with me for a long time, so she is at a lower rate. But like that's how you do it. If you do it this way, you don't need to have so many clients. When I first started, I was hustling every day. I was in Facebook groups every day. And I hustled and I worked and I hustled and I worked. And I was juggling 15, 20, 30 clients sometimes. And it was driving me insane. But by shifting to the retainer model, which I'm not going to really get into in this training, but just to say that anybody who needs your help, they're going to need it over and over again. And to switch them to a retainer model, it gives you the new framework to work within, and it gives you dependable income. And again, you're setting yourself a new target. Awesome. Abby, it's exciting. Abby is one of my clients. She's one of my students, and she's been knocking it out the park, by the way. We started working together, $10 an hour. She's now charging $40 an hour, and I'm so proud of her because she's worked so hard, and she's really implemented everything that we've worked on, and it's really paying off. She got booked solid. I'm going to tell you, Abby started from nothing to book solid within probably 6 weeks of us working together. She's amazing. Anyway, I want to remind you that it does not have to be hard. Okay, the things that I do for my clients are easy to me. I can literally do it like drunk or in my sleep or whatever. Like I don't have to work hard to earn my money. I can have fun with it. The challenge is entrepreneurship in itself. The challenge is making sure that, I'm disciplined about showing up to work, and that I do stay consistent with my marketing, and that I do stay consistent with my workflow and all that sort of stuff. The challenge is in general, not the actual work itself. The work itself is fun. And I do want to remind you, your ideal clients, they are looking for you, okay? They would love to find you, okay? There are people all over the world that they are looking for your unique combination of skills and talents. And when they find someone who has that unique combination of skills and talents that they're looking for, and you have the same values, you have the same interests, you're like their unicorn. Like they will literally say, oh my God, I'm so glad I found you. Okay? They're all over the world. I'm sure you can find at least 4 or 5 people. All right? Thinking of all the millions and bajillions of people. Janet, thank you so much. I am so glad that you're enjoying this. So we're almost finished. I'm just going to summarize real quick. I don't even know how long have we been going here. What time is it? I have so many tabs open on my other screen, y'all. It's ridiculous. So right about 45 minutes. All right, good. We're right on time. So where am I at? Let's summarize. Yes. So what we covered today is by marketing in this way, you're not wasting time creating blog posts. You're not posting on social media. You're not going live or any of those things that make you look, and even worse, make you feel desperate. If you look at my profile, not the breakup with my boss one, because that's, where I'm doing my coaching for freelancers. But if you look at ritaester.com and on my profile, you will see virtually no social media presence. There are no blog posts. I am not posting all over my social media. I do sometimes, but definitely I don't need to. I don't waste my time doing that. I use my time way more efficiently by finding people who are already looking for me. Number 2, you only raise your hand for your ideal clients. All right. So before, like if I see somebody who's like, oh my God, I really need a new website and a new funnel and I don't know where to look and blah, blah, blah. Before I ever say, oh girl, I can help you out. Believe you me, I am going to their profile. What do they look like? What do they dress like? If I can, like I'm being very honest right now, I'll figure out where they live. What kind of house do they live in? Like, who is this person? And I only raise my hand if I'm like, hell yeah, I want to work with that person. All right. By doing this, okay, you don't ever, ever, ever have to take sales calls from people that you don't want to work with. Like literally every single sales call I get, when they book a call with me, it's someone that I've already vetted. I've already said, yes, I like their business. I like what they do. I like who they are. I want to work with them. Okay. And number 3, by using the niche matrix, and again, you're going to get the workbook. I'm about to give you all the link right now. By using the niche matrix, you automatically stand out as the obvious choice for who they want to hire. And by using the niche matrix, you're also going to be tapping into your natural gifts, your skills, and you're the answer to your client's biggest weakness. So that means you're able to charge premium rates. Now, in a lot of trainings, they give the workbook out ahead of time. And I just didn't do that because I wanted you to really understand, excuse me, the psychology behind how all this works. So the niche matrix workbook is just a workbook that has, 4 or 5 pages of information, plenty of room for you to brainstorm things out. But I really wanted you to understand like the why you're doing this, like the why you're filling out that workbook in itself. So I want you to imagine what would your life look like if you were book solid with premium clients? They shared your interests, your values, and they struggle the most with what comes easiest to you. And what would your life look like if sales in your business were easy? Because you don't have to resort to sleazy sales tactics for your clients to be excited. All right, so Olivia says, I knew it had to be so much easier. Yes, you have been overthinking it, and we all do. So don't beat yourself up because we all overthink it. It doesn't have to be hard. So what would your life be like if you were able to tap into your natural gifts? So work was actually fun, where you actually looked forward to it. Whenever you got a message on Slack or in your email that was like, hey, I need this. You're like, hell yeah, let's do it. What would it be like if you had 4 to 5 amazing clients on retainer at $1,000 a month? So your monthly income was dependable and reliable month after month and year after year. Now I'm going to be very honest with you and transparent. I bought the domain name Breakup with My Boss probably 4 years ago because I knew I wanted to help other people achieve the freedom lifestyle that I've achieved. But imposter syndrome got me where I'm like, well, who am I to share this? I've only been doing this for a couple of years. And when I hit that 5-year mark in my business, I'm like, you know what, Rita, you're being dumb. Like You've done this now for 5 years. It's okay to share it. And that's when I got serious about sharing what I've learned. So, you know, this has, what I'm teaching you does not come from 6 months of doing this or a year of doing this. I'm talking like 5 years. This has been my life. If a retainer client drops off, I pick up a new one like that because I know where to look for clients. I know where they're hanging out. I know how to show up for them to hire me easily. And the sales, like they book the call. I tell them what I can do, how much it is. And usually the only question they have is, what do I need to do to pay you? That's it. Thank you, Abby. I love you. You're amazing. So, I want to talk to you also about the freedom of freelancing. This is really what initially attracted me to this. My son was in the hospital at that time. I don't want to get into like the whole story of why my son was in the hospital or like whole, like a lot of these webinars, they start out with this whole story about blah, blah, blah. Long story short, my son was hit by a car when crossing the road. He ended up in the intensive care unit for 6 months. So that made me rethink everything. And at the time, I couldn't make money sitting in the hospital. So I'm like trying to figure out like, how can I make money? You can do this work literally anywhere in the world if you have internet. I've grabbed my laptop and I've taken trips to Vegas, to New York City, to Houston, wherever I want to go, to Kansas City for a concert. And I was able to keep working and do what I want to do literally anywhere in the world. You set your own schedule and you only take on work that you want to do because you're the boss. All right. So I want to show you what I have available for you guys. This is called Break Up with My Boss. And, you know, this is not necessarily a big pitch. I just want you to understand like what is available if you're interested. It is a coaching program. It's going to come on. It's going to go eventually. And what it is pretty much everything that I have learned. If you just go to breakupwithmyboss.com /BU. Let me put that in the chat. And you can look at everything that comes with this coaching program. And to be very honest with you, the sales page is really long. We're going to get to the bottom. But this is where it's all about. Okay, and what we're talking about today is actually what we talk about in depth in the third week. I'm sorry, in the week 2, which is called Crystal Clear, which is, you know, getting into crazy profitable niches, which is, you know, understanding how you can show up. We talk in depth about imposter syndrome with mindset exercises, all that sort of thing. But what you get with the Break Up with My Boss coaching program is you start out with your foundation. Then you figure out where you're going to be, who you're becoming. That's your alter ego, your power personality. And then, you know, you can read this yourself when you have time. But just to cover it real quick, as you know, market research, learning like who's looking for you, why they're looking for you, serving with soul, you know, finding a niche that lights you up, that you are super passionate and excited about showing up for, how to create elite offers, you know, for those clients you really like working with, how you can serve them at an even higher level, and of course, get compensated for that. I love week 5. It's about sales conversations and how you can get clients for life without being sleazy, without being, I don't know. I hate sleazy sales. And I was in the sales industry. You have to understand direct sales and marketing for 12 years. I've seen the worst of the worst. I've seen the crookedest of the crooked. And that goes against everything that I stand for. And I will show you like how to sell with integrity where people are asking you, like, where can I pay? You never have to twist their arm. You never have to trick anybody into anything. I don't operate that way. Okay. That's the first half of the system. The second half is all about scaling up, implementing, getting all your systems into place, getting yourself like basically set so that way by the end of the coaching program, you've already got your escape plan into place. And a lot of people have already, they've already replaced their income by week 10. Like that is entirely possible. Abby, like legit got book solid within 6 weeks. And she's saying in the chat that mindset exercises are key. They're so powerful. So I do include mindset reset. Like I have mindset training in every single module. Now I include this as a bonus, just on the sales page because that's how it lays out prettier, I guess. But literally every single training has a mindset. So let me go to one of the modules just to show you. Let's go to module. Let's go to that one just to show you kind of how this looks on the back end so you can see Actually, let's go to module 2 because that's a little more. Module 2. There we go. So I want you to just see like what it looks like on the back end. So kind of here's like the introduction. We talk about your skills assessment. There's 2 videos in that. Each one is approximately 10 to 15 minutes long. There's workbooks that go along with each one. Here's your niches. That has a workbook that goes along with that. The non-boring approach to market research. Ain't nobody got time for that. And a video for that. And I also give you some groups to start networking in. And then imposter syndrome, the mindset. So every single module has a mindset module built in. Let me look under my camera. So like, here's the skills assessments workbook, just to give you an idea of what it looks like. So here's our niche workbook, and every module does come with all of these things. And like eliminate imposter syndrome. This is one of my favorite workbooks, just because it is so powerful. But that's the system. And if that's something that you're interested in learning more about, I'm not selling you here on this webinar. I am going to invite you to book a call with me. So go to breakupwithmyboss.com/BUWMB. That's terrible. I should know how to spell that. And at the very bottom, go ahead and book a call. And this is going to explain like everything that's included. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, go ahead and book a call. We'll get on a call and just see if this is a good fit for you. If it's not, I'll tell you. If it is, I'll tell you that also. And you know, a lot of people are super like cagey about like, well, how much is it? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like a big secret. I'm not going to hide it. Okay. Like the Break Up With My Boss coaching program as it stands right now is $697 for everything that I've showed you. There are options for you to break that up into smaller payments. And just to let you know that this will definitely be at least doubling in price whenever I relaunch for the next go round. Okay. There's a private group, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what I had to show you at the end of all of this training. So my question is now, what questions do you have? I am here for you for the next 10 minutes to answer any questions that you have. No holds barred. Like I am over, what's the word? Sometimes I'm a little over honest. Yes. So let's take some time and talk and do a little Q&A. I will start the timer for 10 minutes. There we go. So who's got questions? I am looking at the chat box right now. Okay, could you give an example of how to find high dollar potential clients in something like the parenting niche or the writer's niche? Yes. Okay. So let me get my internet, whatever, what you call it. Jeez Louise. Come on, Rita Lee. I have too many tabs going on. All right, so let's go to Facebook. And another place also, guys, like Facebook is where I prefer, but there's also Instagram, there's Reddit, there's all this stuff. So high dollar clients and the parenting or writer's niche. So let's look at best selling author. So that's all I search for. I want to go to groups, the Authorpreneur Club, marketing for the self-published author. Okay. I want to find out some more about that. I want to look for groups that have at least, you know, people who are posting. Like this is 340 posts a day. And this is books and self-promotion. So are y'all able to see my screen? No, I'm not sharing my screen, am I? Hang on, my bad. Or am I? Dang it, let me find the right window. Nope, okay, let me transition to that one. All right, now we can exit out of this slideshow. Exit slideshow. We don't need that. Hang on, give me just a second to get the right screen pulled up. There we go. Now, can everybody see my screen? Yes, okay. So I just searched in the Facebook search bar for best-selling author and I clicked on groups. So now there's all these groups. This one has 3 posts a day. It's probably not active enough. This one has 30 posts a day. Now this is really getting niche specific, and I love this. It's books by Black authors. Okay. And so if you are African American and or African whatever, like if you are Black and you want to serve authors, you're naturally going to be a good fit for some of these people. Like if that's a core value of yours is Black entrepreneurship, that sort of thing, then you want to show up in these groups. But this one, children's book authors and illustrators. Now this one actually covers, you're going to find people in the parenting niche and in the writer's niche, Carol. So Carol, this is for you in this group. 200 posts a day, right? And publishing, marketing, and selling. They're going to need help with everything. This one has 10 posts a week, not very good. 340 posts a day, the indie writer book and self-promotion. So that's what I want to look for is best-selling author or six-figure author. Those are two of the things I look for, like best whatever. So like for realtors, it might be, best-selling realtors or whatever. Six-figure mompreneur community. Apparently I'm in this group. Yes. Let's see. So if I was looking for, let's just say I was a logo designer, DESIGNER, most recent, and I didn't join those other groups, but this is like literally just how I do it, is looking for, okay, and in a lot of these mompreneur groups, you're going to find too many people who are just like you, but sometimes you can find clients. That's why I say I do try to avoid the mommy groups in general. Let's see. What's another question? Abby wants to know, how can I stop myself from getting stuck down the Facebook, Instagram rabbit hole? Okay, this is how I do this. My home screen on Facebook, I have this thing called News Feed Eradicator. I literally do not see my news feed. And I'm going to pull up my Google Calendar. Let's hope I don't have anything embarrassing on there, like a gynecological appointment. Every day on my Google Calendar, I have groups that I want to network in. I also use Trello for this, but I'm like right now, you see I'm on this live training that's scheduled. And I have a meeting with Rachio tomorrow. Anyway, I have all of the Facebook groups that I promote in right here. So I would literally, this comes with a couple of Chrome extensions. One is Newsfeed Eradicator. The other one is this little timer here. Set a timer for 30 minutes. Challenge yourself to get through. And of course, you're going to create your own list like this of groups that you like to network in. But I just make a reminder. These all happen at like 6 in the morning. I don't get to my desk until 9 in the morning. So in general, all of these are just there before I even get to my desk. But I will click through and challenge myself for 30 minutes to network at each of these groups that I have for the day. I love her branding, the Feminine CEO. That's all about me. Anyway, so that's what I would recommend, Abby, is to literally set yourself a timer, challenge yourself to network as much as you can in that 30 minutes, and then do that 2 or 3 days in a row, or every 2 or 3 times every day. Amy wants to know, what if I write website copy? How can I translate that into an ongoing retainer versus a one-time job? Okay, Amy, what I would do whenever it comes to copywriters, and by the way, copywriters are in huge demand. Like seriously, I feel like, maybe it's just because I'm not a copywriter, but I feel like copywriting is the easiest way to get booked. You want to start with something that they need right now. So it might be, their website copy, like their about page, their home page, a sales page. But then this is how I do with my, anybody who books me for a web design gig, like I do design their website. So it's the same thing, just a different service. If I enjoy working with them, I know they're going to need more work. If you enjoy working with them, you know they're going to need more work. They don't need just the website copy that you're making right now. Any new programs they launch, they're going to need copies for that. A copy for that. Their weekly emails, they need copy for that. Their blogs, they need copy for that. Their social media, they need copy for that. If you enjoy working with them, once that project is about 3/4 of the way finished, not all the way done, but almost done, then you say, hey, Sally, I'm loving working on your project. Like this really, I'm all about this. Like I'm so interested in this. I'm passionate about it, et cetera, et cetera. I know we're just about finished with what you hired me for, but I want to let you know sorry, now Spotify is kind of ad going. And you say, I just want to let you know that I do offer retainer. Let me just pause that there. I do offer a retainer based. We can work together on retainer based, and it's not on my website. I don't offer that just to everybody, but I do want to offer that to you because I love working with you. And at XYZ dollars a month, you can expect 3 blog posts. You can expect this, that. You can expect, and then you start like listing all the things that come in your package. And packaging your offer, that's a whole nother training in itself. Of course, it is a module in the Break Up with My Boss system, but that's a whole different thing. But you offer that almost at the end of your initial gig. So when somebody hires me for a logo, a website, basically anything, if I like working with them, I offer them the retainer package. At this point, I do have it like on my website, but I didn't for the longest time. I just didn't because I was super picky about who I have retainers with. I still am, but now I'm just so booked that like it's just on there, and like literally you have to be like amazing for me to accept you as a client at this point. Okay, so James wants to know how to create courses and sell them. Basically, you do trainings like this and you answer people's questions. The questions that you get asked, those are your modules. Then you record the trainings and then you market. But that really creating courses and selling courses is a whole different business model than freelancing. Freelancing is what I know because I've been doing this for a long time. My course, Break Up with My Boss, I've only offered in a small invite only almost setting up until this point. Okay. So this is like literally the first time that I have openly promoted Break Up with My Boss course, like just being very transparent. Everyone who's been a part of it so far has been very much one-on-one, working out the kinks. What do they really need? What really works? So do the same thing. There's somebody who has a program called Create Awesome Online Courses. His name is David Siteman Garland, and that is his specialty. He has a course that you can take on how to make courses. It's about $2,000, and the reviews are amazing. So that might be something that you want to look into, James. Let's see. Jennifer wants to know, what about doing weekly emails and blog posts? That's content marketing or content copy. People love it. And I'm telling you, it's so lucrative. Copywriting to me, and maybe because that is my biggest weakness, I just see so much opportunity for copywriters, especially, and I'm going to do a whole workshop on this eventually, content repurposing. So if someone already has a YouTube or they're doing Facebook Lives or they have a podcast, for you to take that content and turn it into blog posts and turn it into emails and turn it into social media posts, turn it into like all the things. Content repurposing is huge and it's super lucrative and easy greasy to get clients from. I know that in your course you talk about how to price your packages. I do. Pricing is an art form and it doesn't have to be hard, but there is a formula to it to make yourself and make your pricing attractive while still being worth it for you. Okay, so how to leave your job if you are in debt and you want to start a business. James, the way that yes, Amy Porterfield is also a really good person to follow, by the way. Side hustle. Yes, Abby, you're absolutely spot on. If you're in debt and you want to start a business, well, first of all, if you're in debt, then you're in debt. Like that's separate from your income. Like, I mean, I guess it's connected, but how you spend money is not the same way as how you make money. So you can be in debt and have a 6-figure salary job. Okay, when I worked in direct sales, we did in-home presentations. I was in some of the nicest houses in Baton Rouge. I got to see the way like people live like for real and the way that they spend money. So I also, we pulled people's credit in order to finance people. I got to see their credit reports. I'm here to tell you that some of the biggest houses had the worst credit, like amazing homes. Like they have like Porsches or BMWs and like everything is beautiful. And then you pull their credit and it's like below 600 because they're spending more than they make. One of my very first mentors in business, his name is Don Van Leeuwen. He was part of the Kentucky Fried Chicken explosive growth back in like the 80s. Love Mr. Don. He's like Mr. Don's like 90 years old. He's still alive. He was one of my very first mentors back in my 9 to 5. He is richer than shit. Like seriously, he is so rich. He's like ridiculously rich. But he drives an old car. He wears old clothes. They're nice, but they're old. He always says, it isn't how much you make, it's how much you spend. And that's true whether it's your business or whether it's a corporate 9 to 5 or anything in between. So James, maybe look into Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or also Ramit Sethi, Ramit. I'm gonna type it, Ramit. He is amazing when it comes to debt and income. All right. So anybody else have any other questions? I think that we are just about finished. Oh, well, yeah, my timer did run out for my Q&A. We have gone over an hour. I tried my best to keep it under an hour. And thank you, Carol, so much, Carol Kim. Thank you, everybody who showed up. If you got a lot out of this and you want to book a breakthrough call, again, go to breakupwithmyboss.com. I'm going to type it in one more time. And book you a call. And again, like I teach in my course, I don't believe in sleazy sales calls. I don't believe in twisting your leg. It's like legitimately, where's your business? Where you're at? What are you doing? What do you want to do? And if I'm a good fit, I'll let you know. And again, the coaching program right now is $697. That will be doubling in price on the next go round. So just to let you know that right now to be all, yeah. Sorry. I need to give you the workbook. And also I'm going to send everybody who attended an email with a link to the workbook, but the workbook link is breakupwithmyboss.com/niche-matrix. So I want to share my screen again, just real quick to show you. The camera's like breakupwithmyboss.com/niche-matrix. And somebody wanted a slideshow. I'm more than happy to include the slideshow as well. Let me share my screen one more time to walk you through this workbook real quick that I've included. So can everybody see my screen? Yes. Okay. Let me kind of zoom in on this. No? There we go. All right. So this is the Niche Matrix workbook. Again, like this is basically everything that we talked about in today's training. It gives you like an ideal client profile number 1. So if you want to work with, say, authors, then what are your mutual interests? So it might be writing, it might be whatever the subject of the book is about. So parenting, someone had said earlier. Your skills and talent might be editing or whatever you bring to the table. It might be the book cover design, whatever it is. It's going to be different for everybody. What they suck at is going to be editing, design. Okay. Obviously mine is spelling. And then your core values. So what do you have in common? So if it's, say, a parenting book that you want to work on the back end of, it might be co-sleeping. It might be breastfeeding, et cetera, et cetera. You're going to do this for several ideal client avatars. And that way that you're able to, I will include the slideshow, Olivia, I sure will. That way you're able to network in different groups and already know how you're going to be showing up. And then the way this workbook is designed, it automatically fills out. Obviously you want to save this to your computer before you start filling this in. But like you fill out the first one, ideal client profile is going to automatically fill it in on the last page, just so that way you have, once you've done all of this work in the workbook, then you're already going to know, like, okay, when it comes to authors, like this is how I'm showing up. When it comes to, I don't know, podcasters, this is who I'm looking for. You're already going to kind of know that. So it's just almost like a cheat sheet. And then there's plenty of room for you to write your notes. So that is free for you. Just go to breakupwithmyboss.com/niche-matrix. And everyone who attended, I will be including the link to the workbook, and I will also include the slideshow deck. Olivia, great idea. So I never even thought about including that. So I will go ahead and include that in the email for the replay. So keep an eye out on your inbox for that email with the replay and those links. Thank you everybody for showing up today. It's been so nice to get to see everybody, to see your faces, and thank you for joining me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.